Hey guys, what is up? I hope you're doing well. I'm finally back here in my old room recording some Gwent guides for you guys. Now, I don't know if you've noticed, but the meta has become very similar in its pattern. It seems that everybody's playing some of the same cards over and over again in every deck. You would have seen a lot of them by now. So today we're going to be playing a deck that you've definitely seen on the ladder, and one you should definitely know by now. It is fun to play. Sometimes it's a little bit random. You really have to calculate exactly what cards you're going to play at what time, and you have so many options at your disposal. So first things first, this is a deck where you want to thin as much as possible, meaning you want to get rid of all the cards in your deck until you only have less than 3. The reason for this is because we're going to be playing the Magic Compass. Now, the Magic Compass is perhaps one of the strongest cards right now in Skellige, even though it's only 8 provisions. How it works is, it will look at the top 3 cards in your deck, then it will play one and move the other to your graveyard. Now, you don't want to do that, that's a horrible option. Yet, this is an echo card and you can play it twice. So, what we do want to do is, we want to thin down until we have less than 3 cards in our deck. Then, when you play this card, you will spawn and play a legendary Skellige card that was not in your starting deck. What does this mean? It means you can play literally any legendary card that's a card that costs 800 scraps to make, that isn't already in your deck. So that gives you so many options right there. You can play so many different cards, and they're all at your disposal when you need them. Now, there are some people here, Gnurgard and Alice, who actually went ahead and made this Magic Compass cheat sheet. It's very valuable if you are not sure what all your options are, and this shows you exactly what type of cards you can expect to find with the Magic Compass. That is, if they're not already in your deck. So, one of the strongest cards I tend to go for is normally Fuchsia. Here you can see it tends to be the best value. Of course, if you just want a big point slam card, Olaf is a pretty nice 10 points right there. Svalbard Totem also has the potential to give you more than just 8 points if you don't use it last play like I normally do. If you run out of cards and you still have a lot of the round left, Lippy is even an option. Lippy will swap your graveyard with your deck, so a lot of people also do that. You might have encountered them on the ladder by now. Now, here we have some tall punish options. The most obvious one is going to be Morkvarg. If you're going to end up playing against Traveling Priestesses, or there's one chunky card on the board, Morkvarg might be the card that you're going to be going with. Other than that, we also have a few other cards, some sneaky things you can do. You can play the Dire Bear. The Dire Bear won't allow any cards to get boosted on the opposite row. So play that early and your opponent's dwarves won't work. Play that early and you might make the Traveling Priestesses completely useless. Other than that, we also have something like Camby. Now, Camby will throw away the last card in your hand to the right and will then do the same with your opponent's last card to the right. So it's quite funny if you can pull that off. You might want to look up what Camby does to be precise. Remember, Camby can't be your last card. You do have to have at least one card in your hand that Camby can discard. I'm going to leave a link to this list below if you want to download it for yourself. Again, credit to Alice and Gnurgard who went ahead and made this for us. Alright, so that is the Magic Compass. Next up, you're going to see that we only have 9 provision cards as our tallest cards. So cards like Nova can only be played if you only have cards that are 9 provisions or less. It will then get Resilience going into the next round. It will get a Shield and a Veil. Next up is this card, which you have seen by now, Golden Necker. Wow. Golden Necker is certainly a special looking boy. And you have to be kind of careful when you play it, because this is where the randomness can come into play. If your starting deck does not have cards with provision cost of 10 or more, again 9 provisions and less, the Golden Necker will play the top unit on your deck. It will then play a random special card in your deck, and then a random artifact from your deck. So you only have so much control over this. If you use a card like Maxi, Maxi will promptly show you exactly what card is on top of your deck. It will then show you all the other cards you're going to be drawing in order. So let's see, first things first, when it comes to artifacts, we have the Megascope. So this is one of the potential things the Golden Necker will play. This picks a bronze card, then after 2 turns it will spawn its base copy. The cards we tend to go with will either be the Little Halfer, or it's going to end up being something like the Greatsword. The Greatsword's pretty nice because it will give us a guaranteed 10-point Greatsword, which is never bad. So that is the first artifact we can potentially get. The other artifact will be the Mysterious Puzzle Box. So the Mysterious Puzzle Box works as follows. Firstly, it is a disloyal card. Disloyal means you will be playing it on your opponent's side of the board. Now, the disloyal card will then spawn a 7-power Djinn on your side. So basically you get 7 points. And then you will choose a card in your hand. Your opponent will then have the option to also choose a card in their hand. They don't have to, but they can, and they normally will. Then, at the end of the turn, the person who picked the highest provision card, so we don't know what our opponent picked, they will have that card change into Thing from the Box. Thing from the Box is 13 points. So it's a bit of a catch-22. You want the 13-point card, right? But you also don't want to pick a very high provision card that is going to change into Thing from the Box. That would be a waste. Preferably, you want to pick a 5 provision card. 5 provision cards is normally going to guarantee you at least 1 provision above 4. Most people pick 4 provision cards, so it will guarantee you Thing from the Box if your opponent decides to pick a 4 provision card. So maybe you have something like this in your hand and it bricked, then you click on this and chances are you'll be getting Thing from the Box. Maybe you bricked, maybe you have Knickers in your hand. If you have Knickers, you can pick Knickers. You are basically guaranteed to then have the highest provision card. Just don't pick something worth a lot of value like Junode and transform it into Thing from the Box. That would be a waste. Now, our last artifact is Hiren Kadush. Hiren Kadush is quite nice. It gives us a little bit of range to choose from. We have the Bear Witcher I normally go with. We've got the Bear Witcher Mentor, Bear Witcher Quartermaster, and Bear Witcher Adept. This is a nice artifact to have just in case you run out of them eventually. Now for our special cards. So when it comes to special cards, you will have the option of drawing into Spores. This will reset the power of a unit. Secondly, we have the option of Giga Scorpion Decoction. This will damage a unit by 6 times. This is pretty nice when in combination with the Greatsword, because the Greatsword will get 6 points because it will count each point of damage individually. Alright, next up we've got Champion's Charge, another toll removal card I included in this deck. So Champion's Charge will damage a card by 5 points, but if you have Bloodthirst 3, meaning you have 3 enemy units who are in the red, it will destroy the unit instead. So this is quite nice to have. It gives you a little bit of more toll removal, which I think is quite necessary in the current meta. Next up, obviously Magic Compass is a special card. We also have Erendite. Now, Erendite is an echo card. Erendite will go back into your hand and you'll be able to play it a second time, making it one of the most overpowered cards in the game, in my opinion. I do think this maybe needs a little bit of a nerf. Now let's see how Erendite works, shall we? This card damages an enemy unit by 0. Then it boosts the lowest power allied unit by excess damage dealt. At the end of every turn, which is yours, if you have more points than your opponent on the board, it will increase the damage by 1, no matter where this card is, graveyard, hand, or deck. So let's see, if you start off on blue coin and go first, you have more cards and more points than your opponent, right? So Erendite ticks once. Now, if you just do that every turn, going first, you should already have an advantage because you're the first one to play more cards. Therefore, you should have more points most of the time. Therefore, you have a bigger chance that your Erendite is going to be growing. Now, already, if you played 6 cards in the start of the game, you're going to have an Erendite already worth quite a bit of damage. You pick it up, go over into the next round, go on and on and on. You could end with an Erendite with like 15 points. Now, you will always get value with Erendite, because if you damage an enemy with your 15 points, if some of the points don't get absorbed by the unit, it will go over to your smallest card and boost it. So you will always get your full amount of 15 points, which is a lot. Not only that, but because this is an echo card, it will go back into your deck in the next round. You'll draw into it first, and you'll be able to play it again. And what's nice is this card keeps on growing even in your graveyard, so it's guaranteed to get huge if you are playing your cards correctly. So Erendite is rather scary, and it's also one of the options the Golden Necker can pull. So our last special card is the Ring of Favor. You're not going to pull this with the Golden Necker, because this should be in your hand at all times. It starts in your hand, and it can boost an allied unit by 4 points. While in your hand, at the end of every turn, it will boost itself by an extra 2 points, which is a lot. Now, the catch is if your opponent passes, this card will disappear and you will draw a card instead. Now, most other players also have this card, keep that in mind. So if you pass early, their Ring of Favor will also disappear. But just know, even though you have a 16-point boost ready, your opponent probably also has a 16-point boost in their hand. And you need to be careful, because when you play this card, it's basically indicating that you are planning on passing, or else you would have waited, right? So Ring of Favor, also a card that might potentially get nerfed in my opinion. It's rather strong for an 8, at least it should be a 9. Okay, so let's look at some of our other cards, shall we? Next is Serenova. Serenova, I already discussed. I just think she needs to be premium, that was bugging me. There we go. Vastly superior. Okay, so obviously we have a discard package. Discard package is necessary so we can thin that deck quicker. Coral will draw a card, then throw a card away. Every time you discard a card, it will also damage an enemy by 2 points. So we have Coral obviously in combination with Berna, who will draw up to 2 cards, then discard those 2 cards, or at least the 2 cards you pick. Then we also have one Heme Skald. This will draw a card, then discard a card. And as our stratagem, we have Mask of Ouroboros, which will draw a card, then discard a card, and spawn 2 crows in your melee row. Okay, now the cards we preferably want to be discarding would be Morkvarg, which comes out when you discard it, meaning you move it to the graveyard. It will also be helpful when you use it on the Tour 6 Skirmisher. They will also pop out onto the board when discarded. Now, next up, we also have Roach. Roach will come out of your deck automatically whenever you play a golden card. So this card is guaranteed to thin out of the deck and onto your board. Now, we also have Knickers. Knickers is a bit more random. He will raid the battlefield to aid you at a random time. His chances increase every single turn. So he basically has this way of increasing by 10% of coming out of the deck every turn he doesn't come out. It's a weird algorithm, but Knickers' chances of coming out increases by every turn. So yeah, don't start off with Knickers in your hand. That is not preferable at all. Next up, we have a little bit of tool removal again. Junode is here. It will destroy a damaged enemy unit. Again, that means the card is going to be a red in the top left corner. Now, a nice card to just kill is Thing from the Box. Thing from the Box is that 13-point card that you get along with the Mysterious Puzzle Box. So it's quite nice to have Juno, just in case your opponent ends up getting Thing from the Box. We also have a nice leader ability that goes along with it. This will split 3 damage randomly between all enemy units. That will also guarantee you a damaged card if you need to use Juno to get rid of something. Okay, and that appears to be it. Again, you should have played against this deck by now quite a bit. It might be frustrating to play against, I get that. But if you struggle to understand a deck, it's often best to play it yourself to figure it out. Now, I will at some point make a very obvious deck that counters this one quite well. It might be Mull. Mull counters everything. I'm gonna be that person. But you should enjoy this deck while it lasts. The patch is coming out soon and we don't know what's going to get nerfed. I will show you guys a few games now. I hope you have a great week and I will see you soon. V?
Famous last words.
V deck? Huh. Am I playing ranked? I am playing ranked, yeah, pro rank. Okay, hand looks fine. Hopper. Maybe we want some worse cards in round 1. Beasty Mom has connections. Is anyone with Amber? What do you mean, is anyone with Amber? Oh, Team Amber? Yeah, is anybody Team Amber? Toad Prince, ouch. My mom is not Team Amber, I assure you.
I suppose, in the end.
Crack and eat me coolie. Looky here.
Isn't it basically confirmed she just made stuff up? Yeah, that's the problem. I don't think there should be any like leeway for that type of behavior. Cause it makes it so much more difficult for people to come out when there actually is stuff going on. Now you second out the victim. It's just horrible. You shouldn't be making stuff up when it comes to domestic violence. Nobody wins. I think I'm just gonna go with the mysterious puzzle box. Into the 4. Haven't been following the case that closely. I definitely have been following it more, but I'm very used to watching court cases. You know, I'm a bit of a Judge Judy fan myself, so though it's not at all the same. I just know that the jury system is in America and it's a lot different because of it. Okay. Playing very unitless. It's kind of strange. This is starting to look like some sort of Bloody Mistress deck. Maybe like triple Bloody Mistress, Witch's Sabbath, something like that. I have no idea. Common law cases are so funny to watch. How are they resolved? Back in the days, the Osborns were the max level of cringe. Oh, thing from the box, okay. I guess the thing is, once you're unsure of what their plan is, it's never really wise to just pass. You sort of want complete control. Now, if I do play the kicker, I could get some interesting stuff. Just not an artifact. I knew G-Note was gonna come out.
Easy there, big fella. Easy.
I think we can totally pass now. Yep. You can Nova 2-0? I mean, I'm definitely gonna bleed the living heck out of them. I still think they're definitely playing a bloody, Witch's Sabbath version with Bloody Mistress. Hmm. Hmm. I wish we could have thinned a little bit better.
Another little thunderbolt. Charmin.
I just ordered some chocolate mold. I'm planning to make some molds. That's cute. Ihoraquax. Interesting. I told you it's a bloody mistress deck. I just got a sense for it. Huh. I don't know how to go about this. Damn it. I was meant to get the Bloodthirst 3. It's fine. It's always double Witch's Sabbath these days. That is a problem. But I think we're fine. Unlucky pings? Yeah. You think I'm going to lose? Oh yeah? Let's see. I mean, nothing a Wild Boar of the Sea can't fix if they really get out all their mistresses.
All that dancing around. It's not for me.
Sometimes you ping, sometimes you get pinged. How does deck works in this game? I've got a potato deck at the moment. Well, you get some nice starting decks, that's for sure. I'd say it's best to start off with a monster deck. My pen. Monster decks, if you really want to play monster decks, are the way to go about doing it. What was that? Ritual Sacrifice? What's the chance that they were planning to rat clog? I guess we just let it play out. I wish I could just destroy this row. I mean, we just pushed them a bit. I doubt the rat clog. I know, it's probably not a rat clog. Careful for the hero pass? Yeah. I likely play Siri after this. Well, I mean, if they do hero pass, I literally just spores the Ikimera. and play Champion's Charge with the Hydrant Kadoosh. I don't know whether that's enough actually. Nice. Consider avoiding the monster one. Well, with the current monster list, I have upgraded it. It's the easiest good deck to make out of what they give you. That's the thing. Let's see, where is it now? Videos. Relics, mages, budget, frost got upgraded. There it is. Yeah, this is a very, very solid deck for beginners. And what's nice is they give you most of these cards, or they allow you to get most of them with the reward book for the beginners. Whereas the other decks are all over the place. Nilfgaard is just random assimilate cards that the users can't use yet, really. And then you've got Northern Realms is a bit boosty here, boosty there, but you can't really make a tier 1 deck with that at all. You have to make an entirely new deck. I haven't seen the Syndicate one yet. I've heard they wanted to put one in. Skellige is nice. I'd say Skellige is also a nice option for beginners. It seems to be the most stable faction normally. Okay. With regards to changes at least. Okay. Interesting. Syndicate Congregate. Ah, gotcha. Okay, let's see.
Oh, how wonderful. You speak our tongue.
I mean, so far so good, right? So far so good.
Fly, Pegasus! Fly!
Yeah, I'm thinking to go with Wild Boar of the Sea. Tasty Heimdall? I know, but Wild Boar of the Sea guarantees us it. Heimdall is good too, you think so? Heimdall. With some rain. You think so? You think it's gonna... Heimdall is cool, but your random pings out... Yeah, I'm gonna go with my gut here. That's what I'm talking about. Rain. I'm afraid that this might turn back into the Bloody Mistress if we allow them to lose Sabbath on purpose or something. Though they can't. No, yeah, they for sure can. For heal value, yeah, we will Rain. I just want to make sure they play a card. I guess we win regardless if they just decide to throw away a card at this point. Wouldn't Dire stop all the boosts? You're not wrong at all, Kult. Dire could actually have been a very solid option. That's if they don't get rid of the Dire. You're not wrong.
A beautiful pair of legs.
Yeah, if they were able to remove it, we'd be screwed. What's nice about the boat is it just gets rid of what makes this deck strong to begin with. But yeah, Diabear is a solid option, actually. If we could put that behind a defender, I would feel good about it. But yeah, they could have a lock. They could have pretty much any form of removal. Eh. Is that dwarf deck still working well? Yes. It's very solid. Imagine if we were playing dwarves right now with Jordan. GG. Nice.
Rumors travel faster than the wind.
May the best thinner win. Our match will be glorious. I just need to draw the cards. Please let me draw the cards. No. Those are not the cards.
Best drown yourself with those damn nets.
We have to rely on Erendite now. It's our last option.
I fish breath. How dare you, foul swine?
You go, Erendite. Go get him. Come on.
How wonderful! You speak our tongue.
Stop copying me.
Not the likes of overseas plundering in springtime.
You can run, you can hide, but I'm gonna get you.
Pretty good hand. Pretty solid hand. I think we confirm choice after we take a little sneak peek photo. Can't afford to mess this one up. That greatsword is a problem. This whole hand is a problem, to be fair. I'm gonna fall behind.
You ought to see the other beast.
Why don't train on the cone? I hate it.
Oh, you got Carl. Must be nice.
Let's not get in the way of the axe.
Huh. Okay, we got a leader charge out of them.
Don't you
That's not
pester me.
bad. Nice. You're gonna have to do another one of those, my friend. Yeah? You wanna do this? Okay. Imagine he took the draw. That would be interesting, to be fair. I can't really see that playing out. Nice. Okay, I did take a photo of the deck. I should use this to my advantage. Okay. So we're up a great sword, a halfer, and then Surrey. So we're not actually gonna draw Surrey. That's always nice.
So be it.
Your stench.
Interesting.
That might even be
Oh,
amusing.
did I mulligan the other two then? Completely missed. Did I? So then next would be Champion's Charge, technically. Huh. No, we can't get Siri if we play Compass.
Coming for ya.
We cannot do that. See, if we got Hjalmar, I see. What do we have left? We've got a 1, a 2, and a possible 3 here somewhere. Honestly, I'd risk it. Yeah.
We shall do it my way.
Interesting.
Crack and eat me ghoulies. Looky here.
Okay, well, they thinned very nicely, which is a problem. But luckily, we'll be able to thin as well, which is good for us. Might as well. Here we go.
Hey, listen here. Listen well.
I think they're gonna go for the 2-0. We definitely need to get Fukusha out on the board.
All that dancing around. It's not for me.
But I'm also thinking Wild Boar of the Sea could work. Interestingly enough. I could see it working. But I feel like Fukusha is a much better pick. Yeah. I just really like Wild Boar of the Sea a lot.
A beautiful pair of legs, please.
Now we can get our great swords up until 10. We also have Junod. They're going for the 2-0, that's for sure. Now they've got a champion's charge right there. That's if they have it in their hand, or... yeah. G-node. Okay, so they went for a bigger target. Didn't find it. They're definitely going for the 2-0 though. That's really bad for us. Lippy, okay. Gerd. Interesting. Should have gone for the 8, would have scored 2 points.
You never know which contract's gonna kill you.
Should I have played Surrey? No. I'll keep my leader charges instead.
Oh, I sense trouble.
We'll see how this turns out. Gerd is an interesting card. 7 provisions. What do we go for? So many options. So I guess the logical option is going for Fukushia into a greatsword. Fukushia Carl. Oh, that's not a bad idea.
Your descendants, my beloved. Sacrifices for men's sake, one and all.
Yeah, it's solid.
Not the likes of overseas plunder.
I was considering Canby. Believe me. I don't know. Does that really play out for us? What's the chance?
Do a great deal more for you.
Chat always wants Canby. I mean, that's true. GG. GG. Just casual Rapture talk. Somebody's gotta talk about the Rapture. It's coming. Are you ready? Sorry, I'm thinking about those things because I'm trying to write the last chapter of my book. And recently I've been reading the book of Revelations over and over and over again to get some inspiration. It's because why write a horror when there already exists the perfect horror in the final book of the Bible? It's pure gold. But I can't just steal it. It needs to serve as inspiration. Big difference. I'm not even looking at chat, and I'm sure everybody's saying dire bear. Oh no, they're saying Camby. Haha. I was wrong. Well, I win anyway. Hopefully. Yes, I do. Hey, Redwick. You sound normal? Thank you. That's a big compliment to my ego. Because my voice feels not normal. Oh no. Vernon into?
That's what matters.
Yeah, we're good. Stop. Please. Why would you do that?
Well, as long as you
What was the point of this?
well